That's how you understand what a ritual is. So 20 years ago, I knew that transgenders was going to be a thing. It wasn't because I was a prophet. It's just I had gotten so much information that I understood that things are secular. So I understood that the earliest I had seen that word transgender was Baphomet, the transgender. And so I knew that in the ritual of Baphomet, the transgender, to show allegiance to him, you had to kiss his ass ring.
Really?
And it said both of those things. So I knew that both of those things would become popular.
Let's look at the 3 black men that are at the top of the sports media industry. And I think it should very easily be argued it's Charles Barkley. He's the gold standard in studio shows and color commentary, and TNT is paying him a ton of money. He's considered to go studio shows or these debate shows. Stephen A. Smith, ESPN, Disney, they're paying him a bunch of money. And who's the new force to be reckoned with? Who's got next? It's Shannon Sharpe. So what do they all have in common? Shannon Sharpe, Stephen A. Smith, Charles Barkley. And just remember, I like Charles Barkley. I like Charles, but I have to speak the truth. I just have to. And I got to let the chips fall where they may. And I would love for Charles Barkley, Stephen A. Smith, and Shannon Sharpe just to answer the question, are you kissing the rear end of the Baphomet? Are you? I mean, how can all 3 of you, these guys are all in my age set, and I've known all of them for a long time. I'm standing in the exact same place I was when I met all 3 of them. Where are they standing? Have they moved? Have they gone off the deep end? Listen to Shannon Sharpe and Stephen A. Smith talk about the gays and the transgenders.
You know, people are being really harsh. I'm a big proponent of gay, transgender people. There's a lot of hate and discrimination going on against gay and transgender people. Because I want to make sure I stand up for those people. Because, there are very few people who are going to have enough power to stand up for those type of people.
I am a fiscal conservative and a social liberal, which makes me an independent. I'm all for liberalism. On the social side, I'm about gay rights, transgender rights, et cetera, pro-choice.
I'm all about gay rights, transgender rights, and I'm pro-killing babies in the womb. That's he's tossing the salad of the Baphomet with those words. That's what verbal salad tossing sounds like. Charles Barkley doing the exact same thing. Shannon Sharpe. This man, professional football player, I've known Shannon for a long time. This man front and centered himself with his gay stylist. I can't remember the dude's name, but he had to Hollywood something. That's his nickname, Hollywood. This has to be a ritual. Who does this? What father, what parent, what grown man in his 50s says, you know what, I'm going to get brand new and I'm going to parade around at Lakers games and everywhere I can for a year solid with my gay stylist. Hollywood, who has already been sexually connected to Kerry Rhodes and NFL safety, and some Dallas Cowboys wide receiver at some point. Everybody, this was Hollywood's reputation. He turned out and turned up with NFL players, and Shannon Sharpe makes it a point on his social media feed and everywhere he can. Lakers games, everywhere. We sitting courtside. We're not sitting up in a suite away from the cameras. We sitting courtside like Jay and Bay. Who does this? It's a ritual. There's more ways to put the dress on. And y'all get upset with me, or some of y'all get upset with me for pointing it out, that there are people caught up in this spiritual war and they're on the wrong side and team. And y'all keep trying to pick sides and teams based on skin color. And that's blinding you from the truth. Just because someone's black and they're doing a full-on salad tossing with the Baphomet, their black skin does not immunize them, does not legitimize them. It doesn't make them right. This is a ritual. We're in a good versus evil battle. And I'm sorry if I'm spending the time pointing out to you, like, these guys ain't on the right team. You can get mad at me all you want, but you're really just telling on yourself, saying, you know what? I want to be on the Baphomet team. How can I toss his salad and get some of them tight clothes that Shannon Sharpe wears, the jewelry that any of these guys wear? You're willing to do anything. And so I just want to hat tip Katt Williams for creating the space to have this conversation. And I would love to see ministers following in behind Katt Williams and having these real conversations about these idols that have been set up for us to worship and follow. And then judge these idols, including Deion Sanders. Judge these idols based off of what they're truly representing. Radical materialism. Satan has a long list of rewards. And that's why they love to talk about, well, I'm a physical conservative, or a fiscal conservative, and a social liberal. Everybody thinks that's the new thing to say and to be. Yeah, I want my money, and I want them to stop illegal immigrants or whatever, but socially, I'm liberal. If I decide to toss some salad, I want to toss some salad. That's all Stephen A. is saying. That's all many of you are saying. Because you don't want to get in with both feet, because they have convinced you that being black means you're sexually fluid. Being black means I'm good with going to prison. And if I got to lay up with a bunch of men for 2 or 3 years because I can't limit my desire to acquire material things illegally, I'm good with going to boys camp for 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20 years. I'm good with that. And it's a rite of passage. That's what didn't we play it yet? No. There's a video of Meek Mill. Shmeek and I are going to talk about it on Saturday. This guy talking with another 2 dudes that have been up in prison, and they're sitting up talking about, man, losing a cellie is like losing a chick. And I'm sorry, y'all want to colorize all of this and say that you talk about white people. And trust me, white people are making the exact same decision. Many white people are at the top of this entertainment industry that are laying out the funds. Here's the rewards for tossing the salad of the Baphomet. I get it. But I want to address the racial angle of this, because the racial angle of this is being used to legitimize it and stopping everybody from talking about it. Well, because if you talk about it, you're racist. And so I don't want to talk about this sexual fluidity that's so rampant and pervasive throughout American culture. And again, because this whole transgender thing, there's a lot of white kids doing this. But nobody wants to talk about that. They'll put color on it. You know, black transgenders are the most vulnerable. And so you black people get on board with transgenderism. Toss the salad of the Baphomet. Katt Williams, thank you. Joe Rogan, thank you. Joe Rogan's not all the way there. I'm going to spend the weekend, because it's a 3-hour interview with Katt, and I only got so much time, but I'm gonna watch the entire Katt interview this weekend, because it's fascinating what's going on. And the very people that I identified at the jump who should be leading this conversation, at least one half of them, the comedians, are starting to lead this conversation. We got to get ministers on board with getting in the dirt, getting dirty, and dealing with these issues from the pulpit and from wherever else they speak. We're in a good versus evil war. Katt Williams knows it, had a conversation with Joe Rogan about it. Joe Rogan's open to the discussion. Previously, he would be laughing at people for even bringing up Jesus Christ. Now he's bringing it up. Now he recognizes the consequences of abandoning a biblical worldview. If you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss a moment of Fearless.